Today is training number 244. 244. Topic title for today, building global. I get this question all the time. How can I actually build a global business when I'm inside of this industry? How can I go outside? Like for me, I'm inside the USA. And a number of years ago, I really didn't have much business outside the USA. But if anyone understands the industry, the majority of this business, companies at $1 billion, they are done outside of the USA, especially in Asia, Europe, Latin America. When I look at my own organization, the majority, and I would say the majority, is outside the USA. France, Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Portugal, Austria. I mean, people literally from all over the globe who are in my organization. And I can tell you that because of that, number one, first of all, I've attracted it to me, and I work with the right people that make that happen. I've attracted it offline and I've attracted it online. And I'm going to show you guys today how you can start attracting more people globally. Because if you want to really build a big business, you need to have a global business. Social media connects us with people all around the globe. There's no reason and there's no excuse today to not have a global business. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to do a share screen with you guys. If anytime you cannot see my screen, I want you to go ahead and put inside of there that you cannot. So let's go ahead and bring this up. There we go. All right. So you guys should be able to see it now. One of the things that I actually want to mention on this that I think is so important. First of all, go to my Instagram, and on that Instagram, I want you at Brandon Boyd Official. I want you to go ahead and put that you want to get today's recording in PDF. When it's up on my YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and give each of you a copy of this, okay? This is Global Team Building, how to build a worldwide organization. So how can I go global? Right here, typo, said who, supposed to say how. How can I go global? Whether you come from a big city or a small town, you can go global. I'm living proof of that. I didn't grow up in a big city. I'm actually from kind of a small town, Alvaton, Kentucky. I grew up also in Ithaca, New York, another small town. But you can have a big mindset. So my mindset was, I'm always thinking global. I'm not thinking local, right? So I want you to understand that you don't have to come from some big city or big background in order to be successful. You got to realize when networking, with this industry, that it's not who you know, it's actually who they know. Okay? Because a lot of times I get people to say, I don't know enough people. But think about it. Of the people that you do know, how many of them are connected to people in Asia, Europe, Latin America, people from all over the globe? The answer is we are one big genealogy. You understand that? Like we are all connected to each other. So keep in mind, it's not who you know, and you don't have big leaders and you don't have people to be that interested. But of the few people that you do have, they have connections that you don't have, especially on social media. Let me give you an example. For anyone who is on the call right now, if you have more than 500 followers or friends on social media, put a 111 inside the chat. Okay? For every new customer that I bring in that has hundreds of followers, let's say it's 500, that means I have 500 new potential prospects. Think about that. But let's say 80% of them had no interest. That's still 100. Think about that. Another person, 500. Another person that says, maybe I only got 100. That's 100. So always know that all of those people are connected and that we can get people interested. So here's what I do. I ask questions. Ask your team who they know in various cities, states, countries, because you never know who you might find. So asking questions, like for example, we were just in Chicago. One of the questions that I asked the team was, who do you know that lives in Chicago or the surrounding areas? Guys, I'm giving you tips here. When there's events, who do you know that lives in Chicago? If I go to my Facebook right now I can type in friends in Chicago. You realize it's going to bring them up, right? Now I can invite them to the event. Friends in Singapore. It does a search just like Google. So asking questions is important because that helps you understand this is much bigger than you just in your town, city, or state. This is all over the world. This is the reason why we're in many countries around the globe. Okay. Now, where to find people? Well, contact people even in other countries. The easiest way to do it's online. Because I think a lot of you, first of all, if you have friendships outside of your country, put a 222 inside the chat right now. Okay. Reach out on social media, ask them something like this. Okay. Something to this effect. And again, you can put your own words so they know it's authentic and genuine with how you talk. I could say something like, look, we're expanding our business. Now, of course, this is after you build a relationship of trust. This is after you talk back and forth. We're expanding our business in, let's just say, Canada. It may or may not be for you, but I want to know if you're open to some free information just to see what we're doing. Now, you can reword it how you want, but guys, that's a pretty simple approach. It could be a voice message. It could be a text. It could be a Zoom. I think the easiest way is through a message. Voice message is very powerful. Text message is another one, an automatic, a DM direct message to somebody. I like actually saying it may or may not be for you. It's a little bit of a takeaway. Okay. If you're open to some free information. Now they're going to say, well, what is it? Depends on what it is, right? That's where we go into what's called the perfect invite, which I have another video for that. Okay. All right. Now, I always tell people, and I've told them this for years, build local to go global. So you may start local with, that could even be in your mindset in the people that you actually know in your life or in your own town or city. So what happens is you're starting to build this foundation locally that actually expands globally. In my previous company I was a part of, I definitely started locally. With all the individuals that I knew in my town, I was actually doing local events. I started off with small house events, hotel events, and it grew to the point where it was big seminars, and then it became GoToWebinar back at that time, and then it now grew all over the world. Okay, so this is why I say build local to go global, because it is less expensive to work locally. And I'm going to re-emphasize this point because you guys have to understand that some people think like, I really can't have a big business if I can't travel. That's not true. When you're working locally, you typically don't have to spend any money. I started doing meetings at Starbucks coffee shops. Okay. I don't even drink coffee. And I was in Starbucks doing meetings. Those new local people, they will connect you to the new global people because they know people that you do not know. Okay. So you invite people on social media to webinars, video streams, or any other tools that we have. What that's going to do is it's going to allow you to connect globally without having to actually physically go global. Does that make sense? Our business doubled in the first year of the pandemic using Zoom. It doubled. Now, is travel good? Does it build culture? The answer is absolutely yes. But Zoom is what brought people together, like the Zoom you're on right now. And then I went and met the people in person after we had connected on Zoom. This is why this kind of stuff is for free. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it on Zoom. You don't have to spend any money. It's literally time. It's just sweat equity. Okay. So that's why I want to invite people to check out videos, webinars, and so forth, because you can connect with people locally and you do not actually have to spend any money doing it. Okay. Now, what to do with global leaders? This is an important one. Once that you have established that someone is truly a leader, and I've always said that a leader is anybody that is beyond 3 personal customers. I like to see them between platinum 150, platinum 600 and above, somewhere in that range. Okay. 3 customers, 6 customers, 12 customers, somewhere in that range. All right. Where they now have some influence. Or like if you're going to travel to that area, then you need to decide, okay, how can I actually utilize those leaders to run the events? So now they can see how we run events on Zoom calls. The company does overview calls and stuff like that. sometimes you've been to some of the own local events yourself that you've seen kind of how those are run. Remember, you don't have to go and run the event yourself. You can have the local leader, whether it's a house meeting, hotel meeting, small hotel, because you don't want to be spending a lot of money, right? Like I said, Starbucks coffee, whatever it takes to keep that cost down to almost zero, they can actually run those events, whether it's an online event like Zoom or an offline event where you're actually meeting in person, okay? Now, keep people within a country in the same organization to create strength. Now, is it gonna be perfect? No. But most of my team in France, they're all on the same team. Most of my team in Belgium, they're all on the same team. They're in the same line. And what that does is it not only creates synergy, but it gets them with their language and their culture and their people to really kind of be connected so that if they live very far away from you, they can go to those local events and that they can actually relate to those people, okay? That's an important thing. Also, holding weekly leadership calls. This is a big one. I do leadership calls. A lot of people don't know, but I actually do leadership calls every single week. I have a number of teams I do it with. And the reason why I do this is to keep people connected. And I believe it's the key to sustainable growth, better retention, lower attrition, more value. This business is leadership. That's really what it is. As you become a better leader, you have a better business. You have more customers. You have more people that are willing to go out, take rejection, share it with other people. I mean, first of all, you have to have products and services to keep it legal. But at the end of the day, what are we really doing here? We are building and developing leaders. That's what we are doing. Ultimately, that's what we are doing outside the products and services. Okay, guys, if you want to get access to the training on how to go global, I have given you guys some specific tips today that you can do to connect with people online and offline. Look, all of you watching this, probably most of you have social media, right? Make sure that you take some of these tips I gave you, customize things to your language, start reaching out, because if you really want to get to these next levels, if you really want to create passive, residual, ongoing, secured income, you're going to want to build a global business, okay? That's what it takes. I'm grateful for each and every one of you for hopping on this call today. And this is the training call for today. If you like it, go ahead and put value. If you got some value out of it, go ahead and put some value inside the chat. Grateful for all of you. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you on the next training session. Talk soon.